Welcome to As a Matter of Faith, produced by Altered States, the internet ministry committed to starting each weekday with the good news of the gospel. I am your host, Preacher Bob. In the novel entitled To the Last Man, author Jeff Shaara describes a scene that takes place in New York City about 1919. World War I is over. The character Roscoe is on the deck of the passenger ship, watching while the other soldiers disembark to the loving embraces of their families. And when his turn comes, he descends down to the dock, but there's nobody waiting for him. You see, he's alone. In a sea of people who are laughing and crying and smiling in their reunions, Roscoe is all alone. And then suddenly he hears his name. At first he thinks perhaps he imagined it, but then he hears it again. And he follows the voice and finds that it belongs to a smiling old man, somebody that he doesn't know. It's then that the man introduces himself. "I'm Gino's father," he says. "Gino told us about you in his letters, so welcome home. Let's go get something to eat." And in that particular moment, Roscoe experiences the greatest act of kindness in his life. The father of his dead friend wanted to make sure that Roscoe wasn't alone when he got back from the war, and so he had waited day after day until Roscoe had arrived. You don't forget an experience like that. You're in a strange place surrounded by people you don't know. Nobody cares who you are. You feel lost and awkward and out of place and alone. And then you hear somebody call you by name. In Exodus, God assured Moses, "I am pleased with you and I know you by name." But even as extraordinary a figure as Moses might be, this is a privilege that doesn't belong just to him. In Jesus Christ, God has dealt with the sin problem that keeps us isolated from God. He's covered all of his children with the holiness of Christ, and now, through faith in what Jesus has done, that is, through his suffering, his death, and his resurrection, God has adopted each and every one of us into his family. We belong. We're his. So as a matter of faith today, take time to give thanks that God knows you by name. In a world where loneliness is rampant, that, my friends, is a sweet truth indeed.